Welcome back. We're in the car, special episode. We're driving back from conference,
Yeah.
back from Dayton,
Mm-hmm.
and we wanted to film an episode of the podcast.
Yeah.
Ben is being safe, keeping his eyes on the road,
Ben should
Oh,
totally take his
driving.
hands off the
Oh,
wheel.
MG.
Yeah,
let's
podcast.
go.
Yeah.
So when he's speaking, Hari will definitely give the mic to him.
All right.
But
Hi guys, welcome back. Oh,
to start off, maybe would you like to say hello and introduce yourself, guest?
My name is Hari. I am the sergeant at arms
Yeah.
for this semester.
True.
I am a sophomore. I'm 19 years old, and I was very excited to attend conference this weekend. It was a great time getting to talk to other chapters, figure out how they're doing things better than us, or how they're like struggling in different ways than us, how we could help them.
I'm
But,
glad to hear
yeah.
that. Maybe before we get into conference, would you first like to describe a bit about your role in APO, like what does Sergeant at Arms even mean?
Yeah, so Sergeant at Arms is described in the bylaws as a custodian.
Oh,
A custodian.
that means
and-
like a guardian.
right,
Did you know
and
that?
like interpreter of the bylaws. So there's this like really poignant sentence in the Sergeant at Arms guidebook that says, interpret the bylaws how they're supposed to be interpreted, not how you
Supposed
want
to
to
be.
interpret them.
Oh.
So that's like one of the main things. And yeah, so like just looking around the chapter, seeing if there's anything to be improved and like improving it.
Mhm.
And also running chimps, which you should all go to.
Chimps.
There's a chimps. Well, Ben is not gonna post this episode in time because he's Ben, but like there's a chimps literally tomorrow
Damn.
at 6:30 with Ben. Actually, it's a secretary chimps. So
Secretary
you guys should show up.
Chimps.
And we're actually also planning an inter-chapter chimps. It's on the calendar. It says hopefully, but I got the Mu chapter on board, which is the IU chapter. So I think we're definitely doing it.
Yeah.
And also Mega Chimps
Mega
is also
Chimps.
on APO online calendar. That'll be like a chimps for like me, like seeing how the sergeant arms position could be done better, and also CAPS, which is the chapter assessment and planning session. So that'll be fun. Yeah, what else do I
Basically,
do?
you.
I have a gavel that you guys haven't stolen yet. Actually, let me show it to you.
Oh, flex! Flex on them.
Yeah.
Also, while
this is a
Hari's
great
looking
idea.
for the gavel, also Abbie's in the car with us.
Hello, I'm Abbie. I'm the Vice President of Communications. I am 20 years old. I'm a junior. Yeah.
And she's chilling back here with me. She may chime in here and there. Really up to you if you'd like to join or not. You're happy to participate. We're glad to have you participate if you'd like, but no pressure.
Badges. You see this? You see the
Perf.
thing you haven't gotten off of his hands?
Show it to the
Unsafe.
camera.
How do you like that, Cole?
Call him out.
Cole is my son, and I love him very much. But I did steal it back from him. And you can't go back in my dorm anymore because my roommates hate you.
Oh, damn. Okay, so first thing I kind of want to get into is Hari started mentioning it before, and the kind of whole reason why we're on this drive right now is because we're coming back from the regional conference,
Right.
and I just the Region H conference held in Dayton, Ohio, and I want to ask you guys, how was like the conference experience, and maybe how has it improved or shifted your perspective on APO in general?
Well, I definitely it gives you perspective, right? Because
Mhm.
because chimps is all about how we can improve the chapter.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm constantly like, and it's a good thing. Like I'm constantly hearing about how we're not doing things properly sometimes in chimps,
Yeah,
and like how we can improve them.
right.
But then I go to this conference and like, oh my god, this chapter has like 6 members in it,
Right.
and it's like
There's a lot of different sized chapters.
yeah, and
for
there's
sure.
like, oh, this chap, and then we learned today about like different recruitment processes
Yep.
and like how there's a rolling recruitment. So that's like you do rush, and then you and then you like do
It's,
some
like,
pledge meetings, and then you do
continuous.
rush again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's continuous, and I'm like, that's crazy. How would we ever like do that?
Right.
So it's like,
Eye-opening.
yeah, it's eye opening because like a lot of chapters have to go to great lengths to even like keep their chapter going, and like it gives you perspective for sure because like, oh, you get reminded that, oh, we're actually way better off than
Right.
we
Like
thought we
they
were.
they operate in pretty different ways, which is interesting to see. Like you can compare and contrast our own experience, maybe learn from them, or not, like learn what we could do better versus maybe what's different and might not work for our chapter as well. But
Right.
yeah, it kind of makes you realize like not to take some of the stuff for granted, I guess, that we
For sure.
are able to do at Purdue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben, thoughts?
Yeah. Do you want to just hold it? Actually,
You should just hold it,
Just hold
Hari.
it. I thought the same thing as you did. I found that out my first time going to Bloomington for the Mute chapter, IU.
Yep.
And then coming to this was just more of that. It was definitely like the same level of eye-opening, getting to meet more chapters, see how they do things differently.
Mhm.
A lot of chapters told us about their experience of recently being down to one single member who then single-handedly rose their chapter back up to like 20 plus members, which was inspiring.
Mhm.
It's cool to see.
Paige, what about you? What was conference like for you?
Well, for me, like the kind of experiences that you guys were describing are things that I have seen too, and like my previous conference attendances, times that I've gone, like the previous times I've gone to conference, that part was eye opening for me as well. And then I guess maybe this time it's been exciting, kind of rekindling those connections that I made initially. So, you start coming to these things more than once, then it's kind of recurring familiar faces and catching up with them and getting to know them, which was exciting. And also it was great that you guys could come and like learn and see that too. Like it's not that numerous people have gone to the other conferences, but it's cool that I've been able to see over the course of the different conferences that I've attended, just like more and more people getting to like learn about what there is in store for that. Abbie, do you have any thoughts on coming to regional conference versus a sectional conference?
Yeah, I'd say that regional conference, I definitely had a lot better time trying to like talk to people from other chapters because there were a lot more of them than just IU and Rose Holman like at sectionals, and also because we actually had like places to stay over here and we got to sleep. Then I was not tanking on the couch at the IU Memorial Union instead of talking to people.
Yeah. So like you kind of just had a little bit more time to like sit with and meet these people instead of just like, oh, we're here for 4 hours and then we leave. It felt like there were more people to meet and you just kind of had a more personal experience, I guess.
Yeah, I'd say so. And also, I wasn't as tired because he didn't have to wake up at 5 a.m.
That's true. That's true. You can go back to watching your video or whatever. It's okay. Another question I have is Tuscan chicken or fingerling potatoes?
Oh my god.
Give context on that.
Well, at the conference there was a banquet, just like we have the end of semester banquet. There's also conference banquets where we have a big meal and everything, and the meal was Tuscan chicken. Yes. It was actually pretty good, right?
Yes.
Actually pretty good.
I actually like the Tuscan chicken. Like the chicken itself was cooked really well,
Okay.
and like the sauce that or like marinade they had or whatever to
Yes.
make it like actually Tuscan chicken
Yeah.
was also really really tasty. The
Um,
fingerling potatoes I was like not so hot on, but that's specifically because I don't like potatoes when they're cooked that way. But I still like ate like 2 out of 3, and I was
ate.
like satisfied. And then the other one I gave to Ben over here.
Right.
So
So
yeah, and it's also really funny because we kept plotting to like leave an hour early because right behind our motel, there's this like amazing, like it's not even amazing. Like it just looked fire. Like, it's called El Vaquero.
A Mexican
Ben-
restaurant.
Ben could probably do it without butchering the pronunciation.
El Vaquero.
Yeah.
He didn't
Yeah.
do a bad job. Fun fact: Hari was not looking forward to that chicken at all. All
No.
weekend, he was calling it dining court food.
He was worried.
Yeah, but happy ending.
Yeah.
Kind of came out on the right side.
Yeah.
We did not end up getting to go to the Mexican restaurant,
Right.
unfortunately.
But we went to Taste of Belgium right before this.
Yeah.
Yes, however,
And-
we have had, I feel like overall, despite not being able to make it to the Mexican restaurant,
Mhm.
we've had a great food experience in
great
general
culinary
because of, well, we just left and came from this place called Taste of Belgium, which I know I'm familiar with because it's around Cincinnati and I've been to it before, but I'm glad that everyone else could. Their main thing is Belgian waffles. But what did you guys get?
I got not a burrito,
Not a
which
burrito.
was literally a burrito, and it had chorizo in it, scrambled egg,
Yep.
cheese, like melted cheese. It was melted perfectly,
Mhm.
and what else? Cilantro, like drizzled across like the
Yes.
interior of it, and
Yeah.
then potatoes. And these potatoes were like cooked to perfection.
Way better than the fingerling potatoes.
Yes, like these potatoes, and there's like nothing wrong with the fingerling potatoes. I just like don't like them that way. And oh wow, the lighting is like perfect now. I love this.
Oh,
But-
we just put back the sunroof.
yeah.
go.
A little ambiance. That'd be nice.
But what was I saying? Oh yeah, those potatoes are like were amazing. Like they were the best
They
part
looked
of the burrito by far.
Mm.
Even though the chorizo was also really good.
hmm
And yeah, there was this like guacamole type of thing next
Mhm.
to it, but I wasn't really feeling that. But you guys also ordered some nice food. Ben, what did you order?
Now it says it. It
We
didn't say
have
it,
just arrived back into the Indiana.
just entered the Indiana
State.
border. I had a crepe with bananas, strawberries like sprinkled on top,
Mm-hmm.
bananas stuffed in, with Nutella drizzled on top. I
Yum,
thought it
yum.
was quite yum.
He ordered the same thing that a 6-year-old at the other table ordered. It was so funny.
Really?
Well,
I didn't bring it up because I don't want the 6-year-old to hear of it.
That's funny.
Paige, what
I
did
didn't
you
notice
order?
that, but that's really funny.
And he's got good taste. What can I say?
Well,
Mm.
maybe some of us just have more mature taste than others, I
Yeah.
guess. I got
Hey, I just wanted a crepe. That's what they offered. You should have tried it. It was good.
Okay. Maybe next time I find myself at Taste of Belgium. I got the chicken and waffles. Actually, it was called waffle and chicken, which is kind of like, all right, that's just called that's
That
just
was-
chicken and
that
waffles,
That was
but you're
so
trying to
lame
be
to me. Like, why are you doing
interesting.
that?
But anyway, it was really good. They gave me some hot sauce and honey, like on the side for that, so it complemented really well, and a little salad and everything. So I was quite satisfied with my meal.
Right.
And we went to 9 Irish before coming here, so
You guys should look at the drive. There's a really funny picture.
we're being a
funny.
little devious at 9 Irish. Mm,
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a really nice culinary weekend.
Yeah.
actually, that's
Back on
true.
that.
We
We,
kind of went on the
we went
culinary
bangers
tour.
for bangers. We went 9 Irish,
Yeah.
then B-dubs, then Paige and I were
Papa John's pizza, but
we were voting delegates, and we had like this great like barbecue chicken pizza.
barbecue chicken.
And you guys went to Noodles and Company, right?
We did, yeah. So the non-voting delegates did a little excursion to. I was against it. Noodles and Co. There was so many good options. I wanted to go to Taste of Belgium,
Yeah,
but
but they chose Noodles and
yeah.
Company.
So this guy, his name's Jordan. He's one of our region chairs. I'm not 100% sure on it.
No, he's just a student who goes to University of Cincinnati,
Oh,
but
it's a 5th year. Is it a 5th
he's
year
a
now?
5th year, so he's very responsible since he's
Yeah.
been around a while and just knows what's up.
Yeah, cool
But,
guy. Knows
yeah.
what's up.
He helped a lot, I think, on the regional planning committee
Right. Okay. That's
and
what it was.
helped lead it and stuff. Yeah.
So yeah, he has never been to Noodles and Co. and was very excited to try it. Well, we were standing in a group trying to decide where to go,
Yeah.
and I'm scrolling down the restaurant list in Google Maps.
Yeah.
There's some really good stuff there. It's like really nice restaurants. And I jokingly say, "Oh, look at that, guys! There's a Noodles and Co. Let's go to that." Like 2 people scream, "Yes, let's go!" including Jordan. So we went there. Not saying it's a bad restaurant, but there were better options.
I love noodles, but like,
It's okay.
so
I mean,
come on.
even the one at Purdue is like okay.
Yeah.
And
Something about it just rubs me the wrong way. They don't give you plates, even if it's diner.
they don't give you plates. Yeah, that is weird.
It feels like a higher class restaurant, like it would be, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Right.
And then we had Cold Stone.
Cold
Oh my
Stone
God!
Creamery.
Tell them about Boo Batter.
OMG, because it's nearby Halloween.
Yeah.
Halloween this week. We went to Cold Stone Creamery like to get ice cream before banquet, and we went with a bunch of people, a lot of from Rose Holman and some IU, and even University of Cincinnati, I think. Basically, a lot of people from the conference. We headed over there, and for Halloween, Cold Stone Creamery has like special Halloween items, including one ice cream called Boo Batter, which is made out of like ice cream dyed to be black, I think. Like it's just like the darkest colored ice cream I have ever seen. Like your mouth is going to like
someone actually got it and they didn't even know, but
his lips looked like I don't
yeah.
his mouth was no longer pink. It was funny.
Yeah.
But like you could see when we were in line looking at the ice cream, just like it looked like tar or asphalt or
Right.
something.
And it was so clear that no one had gotten it.
Yeah. It was so perfectly smooth on top that you could tell just, I guess until that guy, that basically nobody had wanted it. Like, even if you're like a kid and you're like, ooh, that'd be interesting. No way any parent is like, yeah, I'll let my kid have that.
Yeah.
So that was funny. Wasn't it, Ben, did you say it was your first time going to Cold Stone Creamery?
That was my first time at Cold Stone.
And what did you think about it?
I enjoyed it. I'm definitely going again. That was a good time. It could have been just because Gon and I shared one, but the ratio of like ice cream per dollar is good. I thought they give you a lot.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, you and Gon did share one. To be fair.
Oh, and the hors d'oeuvres. We had hors d'oeuvres, dude.
Yes, there was like little hors d'oeuvres situation before the actual banquet.
And then I I was confused because I didn't know where to put my plate.
Hari's never been to like a fancy hors d'oeuvres like situation. It's kind of like if you go to a wedding or like a banquet or some, like, I guess I can't say it's like if you go to a banquet because like, that's what it is. But where there's kind of wait staff around that are paid to like take your stuff away, and there's not like really a certain place where you're supposed to put your dishes once you're done, so you just have to kind of like put it down until they take it away, which feels
If you've
like
never,
you know that they're getting paid and everything, and like that's what's supposed to happen, but also it's like, who am I to just have someone take my dishes away for me?
Right.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that kind of how you were feeling about it?
Yeah, it was weird like putting it down. It was even weirder like seeing them actually take it away.
Alrighty. Well, outside of culinary, what did you take away that you thought was like most valuable that we can apply to our chapter?
Yeah.
The three workshops that I took a lot from were the first one, which was the ceremony ritual one.
Yes.
That was a lot of fun because next semester I'm running for pledge trainer, and I think it would be really interesting to have like a new ritual for like pledges and actives to both like participate in. Right? Like something that we could do every semester, like a new tradition that we have.
Okay.
So that was really fun, getting to learn the difference, getting to learn how other chapters, other schools do it.
Yes.
That was really fun. And then e-board roundtable.
Yeah.
So a bunch of e-board members from different chapters sat down for like an hour, and it was just like a kind of like Shimps, how I make you guys do like a Socratic seminar like type discussion. We just had a free-flowing discussion for like an hour. And what was the other really, really successful chapter? What school was that?
I don't remember.
Mount Union.
Mount Union, yeah.
Mount Union apparently
Northern
does this
Ohio.
thing where they sell T-shirts for like $5 when freshmen move in.
Yep.
And then they pair that with like a what is APO like spiel, and that's apparently really, really successful for them because they get a lot of money and
Yeah, they
like,
fundraise a lot. with
yeah,
that, too.
and it gets like word out really, really effectively. So I thought that was really interesting if
Mhm.
we could do something like that. And then there's other ideas, other stuff that's in my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a very fulfilled notes app.
Right.
Of, like, stuff we're taking away from this.
And then today when we went to the pledge
New member recruitment,
Yeah.
education training. Yeah.
got a lot of important insight on like what rush should be, like what we should be emphasizing.
Mhm.
We should be emphasizing like our cardinal principles. We should have like rush events that like let pledges know, oh, this is what we do.
Like this is a service event we like to
this
participate
is a service
in.
event, or this is like one of the fellowship events we do, or
Yeah.
this would be like a leadership event we do if you join.
Mhm.
So that was like really insightful. I was like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually.
Mhm.
So yeah, that all was really good. And as a voting delegate myself, it was really fun getting to be part of the like discussion.
Yeah.
I didn't really say anything. I just like watched and observed. But it was like interesting getting like all the different perspectives, especially
Yeah.
the first one, the crimson thing. Like that was
Right.
To be honest, I also kind of disagree with that. Like, I like just sat back and I observed. I let them like, discuss. It was
For part of our participation in the conference, Hari and I were chapter voting delegates. So basically, that means in addition to just like all of our members that went to the conference, it was our job in particular to represent our chapter when voting in new changes to the bylaws at the regional level. So throughout Region H, and then also we helped vote in and like discuss regional level awards.
right.
So one that Hari was just talking about is there was a discussion on starting a new region-wide award and kind of understanding the pros and cons of that, seeing if it's kind of worth it, is it like necessary. And so it was pretty interesting to kind of see the discussion between the different like I guess chapter stakeholders or whatever
Yeah.
in determining if like this award was super necessary right now or if it could be reasonably implemented. So yeah.
Oh, another workshop we attended was Robert's Rules.
Oh, this was yeah.
Yeah, that was good because we need to really like drill this in. We have elections coming up in like a little over a week, so we have to make sure everyone knows.
There is so much to know about Robert's Rules I didn't even know about. Guys, we found out who Robert is.
We did.
We're gonna teach
We
you.
did learn about the guy.
Yeah. It's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Like it's a whole game that with like the rules in place that like allow you to speak
to structure the meeting.
It's a really cool structure. Yeah. I thought so.
It's stuff that like we've technically learned kind of during pledge meetings, but also not really because whoever really remembers that.
Yeah.
It's not like many times the pledge trainers even are super knowledgeable about like what they're sharing in terms of Robert's Rules either. So it was kind of just like a great refresher and reminder of kind of the like specific uses and how to use it beyond just the very basic ways that we've used it in the chapter before. And I think it also helped with the most common ways that we use it as well. Like instead of going into all the nitty gritty, it also just helped set reminders and how to use the most common ones that we have, like with voting and voting in bylaws and stuff.
Yeah.
All that to say, so I would say overall a pretty successful regional conference.
For sure.
Does this make you guys excited for the sectional conference that's coming up in spring and going to be hosted at Purdue?
What?
Reveal.
Is that Purdue? No
It's gonna
way.
be at Purdue. That was something they also revealed to us
Yeah.
at the conference.
The weekend of April 11 to 13. Which is the same day as Scouting for Eggs.
Of course, it's the same day of Scouting for Eggs.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of details to be worked out and planning to happen, so it's in the super early stages right now, and we don't really have that much information, but you know, it's kind of an exciting thing to have on the horizon now that we've had this experience, I think.
Agreed.
Sorry?
Agreed.
Oh, I thought you said cream, and I was like, mm-mm.
Deep cut.
Cream. I have another question.
Right.
It's related to conference, but not in the actual, like, technical APO side. During conference, many of us, Abbie got to stay in the real life hotel. She roomed with the IU people. They were super nice in reaching out to us about that. But the rest of us were staying in the
Motel, Holiday Inn. We stayed at a motel.
We stayed at a motel,
Econo Lodge.
Econo Lodge motel, and I would say the motel was pretty solid overall. But my question is related to the bidet that we had in the motel, because there was a bidet. Basically, it was pretty high class because we had a bidet actually. And my question for you guys is, what's the ideal bidet setting? Like warm, cold, hot,
I couldn't even
shooting
give
it
you,
at the wall, women setting. Oh my gosh.
I couldn't even give you like an opinion because that was legitimately the first time I've ever used a bidet.
Yeah.
So.
What about like for next time? Do you think you would try a different way?
Okay, when I used it, I think it was the cold setting.
Okay.
So I guess next time I would try the warm setting.
That feels like, I feel like cold setting is the same as a cold shower. Like, it's not pleasant.
I don't know, but it might be kind of like the refreshing blast you need.
That too.
I feel like if it okay, I don't know. I didn't use the bidet. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
I was kind of scared. I wasn't ready to have that intimate experience in the Econo Lodge.
In a motel.
Yeah. I feel like if it was too warm or like a certain warmness, it like feel like pee or something.
Mm.
Anyway, sorry, that's kind of gross. Maybe I shouldn't have asked this question, but that's okay.
That was a great question.
Only on the APO podcast.
These are some. We're asking the real questions here. This is the real journalism.
That's right.
Hari, let's talk a little bit more about you, besides just about conference.
Right.
Let's see. Where do we want to start? You're like on your fashion journey. I saw some good looks this weekend.
Thank you.
I would say.
Yeah.
Do you have any fashion tips or fashion advice in general? Maybe like your number one go-to kind of rule for yourself, or if you're styling someone else. What do you think?
I'm not trying to put people on game, bro. I'm trying to be.
So
ahead of the curve.
you're trying to gatekeep.
I'm a certified gatekeeper.
Gatekeeper.
But for the
Certified?
purposes of the APO podcast,
Okay.
I guess I will share. I guess like find your own style, and like what that means is like obviously do a lot of research, and as a STEM student going to Purdue University,
Yep.
obviously the top website for that would be Reddit.
True.
And Reddit,
But also as a STEM student going to Purdue University, the bar is low. So
the bar is low, and that actually is kind of restricting because sometimes I want to put a fit on, and then like I'll go outside, and these people are just in like
you don't want to be too above and beyond.
right. These people are just in like Adidas track pants and like
literal pajamas.
that like 6th grade shirt.
Oh.
Like, bro, what are we doing? Like,
Well, yeah.
yeah.
But
and
back to your
right, it's like
tips.
find your own style. So like
Okay.
do research, do
Uh-huh.
like look for different types of clothes. Like there's so much beyond just like it's a regular graphic T-shirt or a regular T-shirt or like just sweatpants. Like there's so much more than that, and like I guess go thrifting. Thrifting is a great way to explore that.
True.
And then also, a lot of us are big fans of sports or music or whatnot.
Uh-huh.
And through that, you can also find various like fashion inspirations. For example, Tyler the Creator is a great one. He has a lot of different types of like looks, fashion wise. Who else? Also, I take inspiration. ASAP ASAP Rocky is also really great with fashion.
Mm-hmm.
And
Ross X.
said
Ooh,
Lil Nas X.
yeah.
Is that? I was saying it kind of jokingly, but I just
No,
didn't know.
I mean,
Well, I mean-
I don't really know much about Lil Nas X's fashion. But
He's got some very iconic red carpet looks.
yeah.
So
Okay.
it's really
So-
his and I.
Yeah, and also, I mean, yeah, also experiment. Like, if you like go to the mall,
Mm-hmm.
or actually, I don't even recommend like going to most malls to buy your clothes
Generic.
because it's
Mainstream, but more so expensive, probably.
expensive, mainstream, and like the variety is like not that great. At least like back in Jersey, when I go to the mall,
Yeah,
it's like kind of lacking.
I
So,
get it.
Yeah, I primarily go thrifting or shop online. There's this great website called Fashion Nova that you can get honestly great clothes from men or women.
Mm.
So yeah,
Can you put us on your favorite thrift shop in West Lafayette or Lafayette?
I haven't been in West Lafayette or Lafayette.
Oh,
I think APO should. I think we should put an APO goes thrifting event.
actually,
the one under like the church. I think that would be fire.
well, you'll be happy to know. Actually, Liz had messaged me about doing that, going to Millie's thrift store.
Yeah.
She was saying that she suggested the Millie's that's in Lafayette or
That
West
also sounds
Lafayette
good.
rather
Yeah,
than the
I've
one
heard of
underneath the
that one, yeah.
church, but because the one under the church is pretty small.
Right.
But I think that'd be a great idea. And
Yeah.
now two of you guys have said that, so
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna try and make it happen in November, I think.
Okay.
I know you mentioned Purdue being a STEM school, and I know that you're an actuarial science major.
Right.
And I know you've also said that you have an interest in insurance. Is that what you think you're gonna do, like with your actuarial science degree?
Bro, I put that on the slide because it's like you're never gonna know who's there. You're never gonna know who's gonna have the connection. You know, you got to put it on there.
That's true.
That's true. But insurance
You can never
is
start
also,
networking too
like,
early.
interesting. And also,
you-
as an actuary, you're
Yeah.
gonna be working primarily for like life insurance
Uh-huh.
or like consulting companies,
Mm-hmm.
and like you know the meme, like consulting is not a real job, but like,
Yeah.
but like I think that would also be interesting, like maybe trying that out for an internship.
True.
But I'm also like not that cracked yet, so that might be more of a junior year
Well,
type thing.
I guess good for you that you do have a few people that you could probably contact who do
Right.
consulting
Right.
from APO, so that's cool.
From APO. Yeah.
I guess I was going to go down the insurance route. What's the best type of insurance, do you think? Like policy, I guess.
Like, are you trying to are you talking about like profession?
I don't know, like
Well,
health
just-
care, life
Life
insurance.
insurance is pretty lucrative.
Okay.
I'd say, because
It's the
people are-
best in the way that it's the most lucrative.
To work
like
at?
yeah, to work in. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think, well, literally everyone needs life insurance, and like annuities and
True.
stuff like that
Yes.
is a great like way to secure yourself beyond just like a basic 401k
Yeah.
or a pension. So
Wait, in my class, okay, I was telling you the other day about how we were learning about health insurance in my
Yeah.
class, but now we just started elderly policy,
Mhm.
and part of that we're talking about like annuities and life insurance and how it's about
Right.
like kind of guessing how long or not long you're gonna live like
Right.
after retiring,
Mhm.
and it's like a bad like the like bad case is when you live longer,
Right.
and it's kind of like I don't know,
Yeah.
funny in that way.
That's
So,
like
yeah.
what actuarial science is like kind of predicting,
Figuring out the
trying to predict the future using like data.
even though there's asymmetric information. That's
Yeah.
so interesting.
So that we can like manage the risk as much as possible.
Yeah.
And then but also like reacting to like certain situations
Okay.
and like figuring out like how to model your like data better or like create better models from that.
Uh-huh.
So that's interesting. For sure.
Yeah. I feel like that's something not many people like are thinking about when they're like going into college and choosing their major, but
Right.
I
To
guess
be honest,
you found
I
that.
wasn't really thinking about it either. I was just in 10th grade and I was like, because in 9th grade,
Mhm.
my dad, like right before I started high school, he was
Mhm.
like, so like, what do you want to do? Like,
Son.
what's the plan?
Hey son.
Yeah, hey son, what's the plan? And I was like, yo, I don't know. But then in 10th grade, I was like, maybe I should actually start looking into this. And then I knew that I liked math. It was the only, and I or at least I knew that I was good at math. Good
Right.
enough at
Yeah.
math. So I was like, okay, jobs for people that are good at math, and that was like one of the first things that came up, and like it made money. So
True.
it made money, so I was like, okay, but. And like now, I'm just telling you what I tell most recruiters when they're like, "Oh, why do you want to be an actuary?" Except I don't say the money part because that's.
I'm
like,
sure you
much-
probably say it in a more like inspiring way.
Yeah.
Surely. Okay.
Right.
Good.
But yeah.
Besides,
It was really funny because yesterday after Cold Stone, one of the people from Rose Holman was attempting to guess my major.
I remember this.
Guess my
And
major.
it took him like at least 25 tries.
Yeah.
And I basically had to tell him.
Yeah.
First I had to say, it's not what you think it is. And then guess what the first
Then he
two
goes,
things he said was?
Oh, CS.
Or
Bro.
engineer, yeah.
Bro. What we said, don't guess what you think. Like, don't. It's not the obvious one for a Purdue student, and he
Yeah.
guesses like engineering and CS.
Yeah.
What? Huh?
And then he started listing off like liberal arts majors and like other majors like public health. And so then I had to tell him it wasn't that. It wasn't like STEM. And then he finally, like, when I told him it was math, I said it's in math. And then he was like, "Oh, so it's math." But I'm like, "No, buddy." So then he was like statistics. And then he was like he
like,
kind of got it, but not
Probable
really.
statistics? Like,
Yeah,
he said
probable
statistics, but
statistics
just
is what
slightly
he said.
different.
It was like, yeah, and then he was like, "Oh, what is that one job that people do?" I was like, "Okay, there's a lot of those, buddy." But then I finally told him actuarial science, and he was like, "Oh, that was the next one. That was what I was
Yeah,
gonna say."
yeah. You told him, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say."
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fun.
But yeah, that was funny in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Besides school, I know you're a movie guy.
Right.
That's what you like to think, I
Yeah.
guess. I don't know.
like
I
movies.
feel like,
I mean, there's like a movie club
oh,
that
tell me about
me
it.
and my friends go to
Okay.
occasionally, like every Friday
Sure.
at 7:00. It's fun. They show like classics.
Yeah.
Like the club votes on a movie after the end of the movie.
Oh.
And so there's like 4 categories, and then
Mhm.
from the 4 categories we get down to 1. And
Do
then
the categories
from that,
like rotate or?
no, we pick the category. Sometimes it's really random. So like sometimes
Okay.
it's like westerns, sometimes it's
Oh.
like movies with a water setting, sometimes it's just like 70s or 80s, sometimes it's just like Oscar winners. So it's like, yeah, it's really random.
What's been the most memorable movie that you watched at the movie club? Or you can pick a few, or
let me see. There's this really wacky movie that I watched. It's called Videodrome.
okay.
You should look that up. It's
Video.
Videodrome.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, it was, everything about that movie was weird, and it was especially weird because I was like 20 minutes late to that one.
Oh.
So I honestly didn't even understand what was going on.
So you like picked up kind of like a weird part. Well, if
Yeah.
I search video drone, it's just a bunch of drones.
Drome. Videodrome.
Drome? Spell it.
Drome. Video and then Drome.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
1983 horror sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Sometimes we watch like movies that I've wanted to watch for a long time. So like
Oh yeah.
2 or 3 weeks ago, we saw Gone Girl, which is
Oh.
a fantastic movie, by the way. You guys should watch
I
it.
think my mom
Yeah.
has told me about that movie before.
It's a great movie. It's by David Fincher, great
Okay.
director.
Okay.
So
What's like your pitch for it?
basically, it's about this guy
Yes.
who he and his wife have been married for like 20 years, right?
Uh-huh.
But then he comes home and she's just like missing.
She's gone.
And like the
Girl.
scene at the house, it's like it's very incriminating because it makes the police think that he killed her and then
Right.
like took her body away.
Yeah.
But then the rest of the movie is just like a bunch of insane twists and turns, and it's like, oh my god, these people are so messed up. But it's also like, oh my god, I kind of actually mess with it. You have to watch the movie. It's actually really good.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. I do have a letterbox with like.
Oh,
with,
really?
like, with like a lot of like movies.
I've
Well,
never
like,
been on Letterboxd before,
Mhm.
but like when I watch like YouTube videos or listen to podcasts, they mention Letterboxd a lot.
Right.
So I guess I need to check it out to get
yeah, it's
like,
like a
people's reviews.
there's like a top 2.
Is it like Goodreads but for movies? Do you know Goodreads?
No, I don't have Goodreads, but yes, I
Okay.
imagine it would be kind of like that.
Okay.
There's like a list of like the top 250 movies.
Is
that
it like my anime list but for movies?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It actually is.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
There's like a list.
I'm
Of,
trying to give perspective for everyone. There we
Yeah.
go.
There's like a list of top 250 movies that everyone needs to see,
Uh-huh.
and I've seen like 71 of them.
Ooh.
So, it's like I don't want to spam watch these movies just to complete the list though, because
Right.
I looked through the list and some of these movies seem like pretty profound,
Uh-huh.
and I wouldn't want to like
Like it's
get
got to be
the-
the right time.
right. I wouldn't want to get the meaning, and like a lot of like amazing movies that I watch
Mhm.
are just like on a whim.
Mm.
Like one of these Mondays, like we had a Monday off this one school year,
Mhm.
and then I was like really bored, so I was like, oh, I looked through like my like I think it was Netflix or HBO, one of
Yeah.
those, and then I was like, okay, let's find a movie to watch, and then one of the movies was like The Social Network, which
Oh.
is like the Mark Zuckerberg
Yeah.
biography,
by
but
Aaron
like not
Sorkin?
really because none of it's real, but it's
Yeah.
but I was like, oh, I've never seen this movie, I want to watch it, and it like I watched it and I was like, oh, this is an amazing movie. Again, you guys should watch that, by the way. So it's like
Okay.
stuff like that. I like just watching movies like on
Like
a-
where you've heard about it and kind of like come
yeah,
across it, or like it's kind of on your mental list,
Right.
but you don't want to be like wasting them.
yeah, I
in
definitely
the effort to just grind through them.
yeah, for sure.
In high school, one of my teachers, he told us about how like with his wife, they were like doing a weekly movie night, but it was for every single movie that's won like the best picture
Right.
at the Oscars. Is it
Right.
the Oscars?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many like do you think you'd ever? I guess that's kind of the same thing,
Mm,
but maybe when it's like kind of spaced out and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. And
You-
that's a more approachable list than 250, right?
Right.
I don't know how many Oscars there's been, but
There's been like close to 100.
Yeah.
Not 100 yet.
okay, like still a lot, but
Yeah.
hmm.
Mm,
I have a sports question.
yeah. Okay.
Well, we were at 9 Irish, and Boston came up, and the
Boston.
Celtics came up, and well, Jason Tatum came up, and also at the pledge meeting when they covered your slides.
That was not me. I need everyone to know that was Ethan who messed with that slide.
Ooh.
I had one picture of like my MacBook right after the Celtics won the championship because I was like, oh my god, that's insane. They actually did it. Because if you're like actually a sports fan, like it would be wild because the Celtics, for example,
Uh-huh.
like they kept getting close. They kept getting to like,
Really?
yeah. So it's called like the conference finals and then the actual NBA finals. So they kept getting to that conference finals, and then one year they actually did get to the NBA finals, but they never like actually got the job done. So like when they
Uh-huh.
actually did get it done, it was like so euphoric. Like oh my god, they actually finally won it.
I feel that.
Yeah.
That was Argentina with the World Cup.
Yeah.
It was,
Oh,
I think, over 20 years of that like cycle.
like
of
getting so
to the
close.
finals. Yeah. But then that entire year, they won a cup before the World Cup and then the World Cup. Yeah.
Messi.
And Ben, you were at the Copa America finals
Oh
game.
yeah,
right?
Ben.
It wasn't finals. I think it was 2 matches, so like quarterfinals.
He got to see Argentina
I
play
did see them play live.
in Texas, right?
Bucket list in Houston, yeah.
That's so cool. The
Very
world's
nice.
colliding.
You're next. Celtics. It's happening.
Hell yeah.
Well, yeah, that's kind of my question. How did you become a Celtics fan? Just
Well,
watching
I'm
them
not-
on that journey,
I'm
or
not really like a.
or you're just a Jason
Celtics-
Tatum fan?
Yeah, so for the NBA, I'm more of like a player. Guy, 'cause,
Oh,
like,
you have a
especially-
bias.
Because the NBA is more like centered around players, in my opinion, and then like
Because they do get switched out.
yeah, because there's like more of a culture of like
Okay.
people not really staying with the same team.
Okay.
Like the only like legendary player right now who I hope like sincerely hope like retires with the same team is Steph Curry.
oh
Who's
yeah.
like never
that
been
makes
traded.
sense.
He's been with the Warriors for his
Yeah.
entire career. All the other
Yeah.
legends, like LeBron, Kevin Durant, James Harden, like Kawhi Leonard, all of them, they've all been like traded back and forth, like 5 or 6 different teams at this point.
Yeah.
And it kind of like it's not the same. Like with Kobe Bryant, who was in LA for 20 years, like stuff like that
Right.
like, means something.
Like
right?
it's just like more of a legacy. I
Yeah,
guess.
legacy. And that you don't really see that in like sports, at least not in basketball now.
Yeah, not with how much they can trade in basketball.
Right.
I see.
So yeah, but with Jason Tatum, he's been in Boston like since the start of his career. He's like in year 7 or 8 now.
Mhm.
So now that they've won a ring, I really hope that he like stays there for like at least the majority of the rest of his career.
Right.
Because it would be kind of pointless to like ring chase. He already has a ring now.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, did LeBron kind of do that though? Like once he.
I guess LeBron didn't really do that.
Oh.
Cleveland was.
I don't know
like,
if he won with Cleveland the first
so
time.
yeah,
he?
the first time he was in Cleveland, like the owner was like so terrible,
Oh.
like literally actively working against him,
Oh.
and like
what?
yeah, he was just not getting any help. So I was like, okay, whatever. I'm just like not gonna play with you guys anymore. So he goes to Miami.
Yeah.
And then the first year in Miami, he has this like epic like all-time collapse against like the Dallas Mavericks with Dirk Nowitzki, who was like a notorious like choker. Like no one ever trusted him in the playoffs. But that was the year he actually got it done against LeBron at his like peak. And then LeBron was like clowned for that like the entire summer. But then he went back and he repeated, like he won the next 2 with Miami. And then he went to Cleveland. He won that one, the 3-1 comeback.
Yeah.
And then he went to LA and then he won the Mickey Mouse ring, bro. The Mickey Mouse ring. And then yeah, now he's with LA still. But, and now he plays with the Sun. Yeah, he plays with the Sun. So
LeBron and Bronny.
yeah, that's a pretty cool life, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I guess my question is then, you're a basketball guy who likes Jason Tatum.
Right.
You also like movies.
Right.
Channing Tatum. Do you know Channing Tatum?
I do know Channing Tatum.
Okay. So Jason Tatum or Channing Tatum?
That's not even a question to me. It's definitely Jason Tatum.
Okay, definitely Jason Tatum.
Yeah. Channing Tatum's the Twilight guy, right?
No.
What?
Wait, are you thinking of like Taylor Lautner?
Yes, I think I'm thinking of Taylor Lautner. I haven't seen this.
Channing Tatum was in like 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street.
No. Okay.
He's in like Magic Mike.
Right.
What? Okay. Another question. Jason Tatum edit or Channing Tatum edit?
Jason Tatum edit.
Do you watch Jason Tatum edits?
Well,
on Instagram Reels?
No, my Instagram Reels are way more interesting than like sports edits.
Oh.
I mean, I guess if I came across one, I would be like, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Hell yeah, but
He's
I
loyal.
don't know. What?
He's loyal to his boy.
Oh, of course,
Yes.
of course.
Yeah.
Tell me about your Instagram Reels.
Oh boy, I should not have said that. My Instagram Reels are honestly like pretty normal.
Pretty
and
normal.
I'm honestly not even on Instagram Reels that much anymore because it's like it's honestly boring. Like the most fun I have with Instagram Reels is seeing like the liked by thing.
Yeah,
Who do I have mutual taste with? But like apart from that, it's like not really that fun anymore.
Okay, fair.
Sometimes I get these really funny ones, like stereotyping college students, though. So like those are funny.
And you gotta watch those ones.
Yeah, like I get one like stereotyping, like Indian stereotypes. Those are usually pretty funny, but yeah.
If you say so, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
I will say we are running a little long, so we might have to start wrapping up. It's
I
getting
was
a
just
little long
about
for
to
the APO
say.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's a good way to end this, Ben?
What's a good way to end this? Interesting. Any final thoughts? We were talking about conference, right?
Yes.
We can maybe end it back on that because that's what the road trip
Sure.
section is about.
Uh-huh.
Or we can do a road trip question.
On the road again?
We're on the road again. Okay. Quick question.
Okay.
What's your road trip go-to music? You have a playlist? You have a set vibe you go for?
I have an aux playlist, and that's just like songs that really bump in the car. What was that? Okay, whatever. Those are songs with like really good bass to them, or songs that just like really sound good in the car. Songs with really good melody, songs with really good hooks.
I was thinking that you were gonna say, well, and it kind of is, but I thought you were gonna say that your aux playlist is the playlist that you put on when you're like trying not to be like embarrassed about like what song you're putting on, and you just have some like pre songs
kinda,
like lined up.
Well, it's like
Which is
it
kinda-
is kind of like my
Yeah.
taste,
Uh-huh.
but it's also songs that I know that people won't be like, okay, what is he like? Why is he playing that?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So it is kind of like a bit of both at the same time. I do
Yeah.
have like other playlists that I just listen to by myself as well.
Okay,
while I'm in
fair.
the car, yeah.
I think for me, yeah, just some like 2010s pop music that most people like or know is fun. But if I'm just like by myself, it's probably normally like a podcast that I'm listening to. Meta, but that's like not that interesting to like put on with a group. I don't know, since I don't have like Spotify Premium, if I'm driving in the car with someone, normally it's just like us talking more than like or being in the quiet. Not quiet, but like I don't feel the need to have music playing, if that makes sense.
Right.
That's good.
But more so they don't have a bunch of ads playing. Yeah.
What about you, Ben?
As much as I love the 2010 stuff and like any good music,
Uh-huh.
road trips for me are always the same genre of rock. You know, Life is a Highway, the Cars. Like,
Yeah,
song
by
Cars,
like the Rascal Flatts.
anything
Well,
in
I
that
think that's a
area
cover.
is great.
Yeah. We should play that
You could even just
after this.
we'll close out on it for sure.
Okay.
But even if you just click that and let Spotify choose the rest, I think it'll be good. That's road trip. for
Yeah.
me.
Perfect. Well, Hari, maybe do you want to cue it up because Ben, this truck is
Yeah.
okay.
I was lined up for it.
The truck is being weird.
What do you want to play?
Play "Life Is a Highway" by Rascal Flatts.
Cars
Now
reference.
playing Life is a Highway by Rascal
we
Flatts
go.
on Spotify.
All right.
Well, thank you, Hari, for joining us today, and Abbie for chilling with us too. I guess you guys didn't really have a choice since. Well, you did have a choice, but you are sitting in the car with us.
Forced me into this, bro. It sucks.
No. Ben, thanks for driving, being
Of course.
awesome.
Anytime.
Sharma's kitchen right after the
Sharma's kitchen, let's go.
Culinary experience doesn't stop here. We're taking it all the way back to Indy. Yeah. Alrighty. Thanks for coming on, and thank you, listeners, for watching. Also watching. Yeah, we have video on this one. I wish
Yeah,
you could see how
true.
scuffed the setup is. We have Hari's phone scotch taped onto my display right now.
I took a picture of it.
Yeah.
I put it on the drive.
Well,
OMG, okay.
Well, I'll see if I can even flash a picture of her. But yeah, life is a highway. Thanks for joining us on the highway. See you next time.
Bye.